Have you ever just looked at something and said to yourself, I get it, or this speaks to me, or you feel like you're in that exact moment in time? That's the feeling I get whenever I look at Nighthawks by Edward Harper. Every time I look at the painting, I'm always transported to this street walk on the side that was once bustling about during the daytime and then just quieted down at nighttime. And you see these people here just sitting at the diner, waiting for the food, talking about what happened during the day. There's a young couple on the side. Maybe they just got done from a very long day, or maybe they're out for their dinner and stuff like that, just sharing stories and whatnot. You have the guy on the other side right there, contemplating about things. We don't know what exactly, because we can't see the back, can't see his face. We only see the backside of his face. And he just looks like such a mysterious figure, like he's doing something. Then you see the barkeep or the diner person there, and he's just talking to the couple right there, going like, "What will you have, sir? We have it for you on tap, sir." And you're just right there on the outside, looking in at this whole entire thing. It almost gives a sort of like outsider look at what the world is. There's so much about it there that just says it, you know? Like, I didn't even know this picture was actually called Nighthawks until I recently decided to make a video about this. I always assumed it was just a night diner scene or something like that. I first saw it probably when I was younger, watching cartoons and whatnot, as cartoons usually do. They like to reference various paintings and classical music and things like that. In a weird way, these cartoons and whatnot, they trained you to appreciate these kind of things with all their spoofing and referencing and whatnot. And at first it goes, I remember that from Looney Tunes, and it goes to, I remember this painting because it was referenced in my childhood. And it has this new, different sense of nostalgia. But this particular painting, Nighthawks, there's just something else about it, like I am there. And I keep getting that picture whenever I look at it. That clear as day, you could just sense all the little rustling about at nighttime, the quietness of it. Just all the dishes being washed away, the small little chatter between different people, and just everything else is silent. Everyone else is sleeping. I don't know what's so calming about that to me. I don't know what makes it such a thing to me. But whenever you hear someone say, art speaks to me, I think Nighthawks is something that does speak to me. It's one of those pictures that I see and I never could quite get it out of my mind. It's just so motivating to me to see that things are still bustling about. Out of all the other places out there, you see the stores are closed on the other side. There may be some windows open and whatnot. And maybe it's just turning to morning time. Who knows? Because honestly, with the way the lighting is with the diner and whatnot, it may just be like the beginning of morning or something. But these people were up till then. I think that's what's always kind of helped me sleep, in all honesty. So I'm going to tell you a little lost story here. Whenever I had trouble going to sleep, the one thing that always kept me going to make me sure that I fall asleep was hearing train sounds. Hearing those whoo out there in the distance. It gave me this sense of calming that I never really felt with everything else, like crickets chirping and just some hustle and bustle in my house or whatnot. That never gave me solace. But somehow the train whistling, where I get a sense that people were out there and people were doing something else, it was calming. Like people were there watching out in some sort of degree. If there's like an alien attack or something like that, as much as my young mind considered that. And this gives me the kind of sense of solace that those train whistles gave me. And it brings a calmness to my heart. And the way these people are talking and whatnot, talking to the barkeep. Like, hey, Joseph, What do you got yourself there? Oh, nothing, Marty, you know. Same old, same old. Business is not running low. Not running high, either. You know how it is. The wife just wondering when she's gonna get her meal, whatnot. It's been a hard day for her, too. Or maybe girlfriend or mistress, who knows who she is. But you can tell she's got a lot on her mind. Maybe she's just sitting there just thinking about it. Thinking about what's gonna happen next. And you got the other guy on the other side. Not even talking to other people. Doesn't even seem engaged. In one little section, it kind of seems like this is the Edward Harper that made this picture. And he's like drawing something, because you can't quite see what his hands are doing. Maybe he is drawing this very scene. Maybe you're supposed to look like into the diner at him drawing, and then it goes in this weird sort of super loop or something. But there's just something about this painting that just really makes me calm, really makes me happy, and just seeing that the world goes on. And I think that's one of the beauties to this painting here, is that the world will keep going no matter what happens. And that gives us some sort of solace to me. I mean, there could have been really bad things that happened to these people here. Maybe the wife lost her job. Maybe the husband had a really terrible accident and his brother died or something. And the only solace they have is going to this place called Philly's and getting themselves a Philly cheesesteak at like freaking 3 a.m. Because what else can you do? After a long, hard day, what could you do? And it's just such a nice feeling to see. Suffice to say, I think Nighthawks is probably my favorite painting out there. It captures a moment that I don't think a lot of pictures even capture. Not just paintings, but just people talking and moving on. And that's what really gets me about this painting, man. When they say art speaks to you, you don't really ever think that art does speak to you, that you do have this thing. And a lot of people like to think the artist has some sort of master plan or something about how people are supposed to feel certain ways and whatnot. I've never been one for the whole entire, you're supposed to feel this exact way for it. When I look at Nighthawks, I know what I feel for it. And I feel at the very least that he was trying to do something with that. Maybe he just thought it was a really nice scene, and he painted it this way. I don't know. I think I'm looking too much into it myself, but this is definitely a painting I appreciate for sure. I'm very glad it does exist, because it gives me a sense of calming, and I imagine it gives other people a sense of calming as well. The world will go on, everybody, whether or not we like to.